Commissioner Barrett, would you lead us in prayer, please?
Heavenly Father, as we come before you today to do the county's business, I pray that you'd watch over us, lead us, guide us, that we do what we need to do to honor you, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Let's stand with me for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
We'll call this Marshall County Fiscal Court special called meeting July 16th, 2026 to order. Our first guest, Lena Blevins, Kentucky Lake CVB. Got some exciting stuff to talk about.
I hope so, yes, that's the plan. All right, good morning.
Morning.
I'm going to try to go through this. I will get into the weeds a little bit on some short-term rental stuff, but I'll try to keep it pretty high level and exciting as I can. So we just kicked off our 26-27 fiscal year. Key highlights from kind of this past year, last year, this year is the recent addition of our new marketing manager, Ellie Shimwell, who I have with me today. Brought her so everybody can meet her. And we have really been, since the addition of Ellie, focusing on enhancing our social media and marketing strategy, increased social media presence. We've launched a podcast recently. We are also really trying to stay AI optimized and really focus on just making sure that all of our marketing, our website, everything is kind of meeting the needs of AI as it really starts to influence travel decisions amongst people. Our new integrated online events calendar with Yodel, which I have a screenshot and can explain, our short-term rental compliance contract that we just signed with AirDNA, and then Major League Fishing had a big announcement, which we were happy to be part of and excited to be included with the heavy hitters announcement. So just a high level, nationally, travel demand remains strong, but we are no longer seeing the rapid post-pandemic revenge travel. Americans are still prioritizing travel. However, they are cutting costs and being as cost-effective as possible, which could be a good thing for us. Drive destinations are winning, showing the value traveler is returning after 24 and 25 was the years of luxury travel. It was really the only segment of travel that was showing any kind of significant growth. So affordability is a big buzzword right now. Experiences are still influencing travel decisions. So part of the reason why we're ramping social media is to really kind of highlight how you can experience our destination. And then travelers, like I said, are becoming very influenced by AI. It's changing the way people are searching. They're not going to Google anymore and searching a destination. They're actually going into ChatGPT. They're asking questions. Where should I go? What should I do? And AI is literally planning their vacations for them. So it's a very rapid sort of growth as far as marketing, and it's always evolving and changing. So we are doing our best to stay on top of it. All right, so this is our newest team. So Ellie, who's here with me, but we also have a summer intern, Scout Sandlin. So we had just finished, we were filming a bit for the Kentucky Living Best in Kentucky Awards. We were the sponsor for that. So Ellie, we're excited to have her. She's going to handle social media. She's our content queen. Scout will be with us the rest of the summer, kind of helping her with content shoots. But these two join Kim and myself to kind of round out your CVB team. So current marketing campaigns right now, we are focusing on late summer getaways. Your weekend deserves a better view. We really are trying to focus on drive market, getting people here for a couple of days, an extended weekend. We still do a very fishing-focused marketing campaign as well, just because it is such an important segment of who we are and our destination. But then we'll continue to kind of evolve into seasonal travel as temperatures cool, school gets back, all of that. But some PR things that we did, it airs today, Great Day Live, which is the ABC affiliate, affiliate, WHS 11 out of Louisville. They have a Great Day Live weekend getaway segment. So we had them down last month to film a show. So we have a 60-minute show coming out with them today. And then Best of Awards, like I said, Kentucky. And then, of course, our social highlight series, which I hope people are seeing, but we're spotlighting communities, we're spotlighting hidden gems, we're spotlighting our lodging establishments. So it's been exciting to kind of see how social media and what people feel about the area. The comments have been really great and helpful, so we're excited about that. Our online event calendar, this is something, all right, okay, we're okay. Yodel, this is a company that we're working with to help streamline online events and how to help market events for the entire county. So it is really easy for anybody. You can either, if you're putting Facebook events or if you are doing events on your website, Yodel can kind of help scrape that data and pull it into our online event calendar. Sometimes we do have to monitor it. Like we noticed at one point it was pulling in like reservations for the pavilions at Mike Miller, and I was like, I don't think we need that detail and granular. But so we do have to kind of monitor. It does pull in from other cities sometimes. So, but if for some reason you're not seeing an event on there that you think needs to be on there, you can email me or Ellie. It's really easy for us to put it on there. And then we can actually have featured events. And so it should be a good resource for the entire county.
I want to thank you all for doing that. I've said forever we need that. I talked to Brian and Bree the other day. We're actually starting to go there before we schedule events in the park. There's nothing worse than having 4 things to do and you can only go to one or nothing to do. So we're trying to look at that calendar and see if there's already something going on. You know, we don't want to conflict with other events if at all possible. So that's huge for the county, and thank you all.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. It's our pleasure, and so we'll continue to kind of fine tune and monitor this platform for everybody. All right, our economic impact numbers came out for 2025. We generated over $88 million for the county. So we helped contributed 736 jobs to Marshall County, 20.3 million in labor income, and 6.3 million in state and local taxes. This is a slight decline, I will say, from 2024. If you break it out, they break it out into segments: lodging, transportation, food and beverage, entertainment, and retail. We saw increases in every area except for lodging and transportation. Transportation is made up of a variety of things: rideshare services, buses, limousines, rental car services, which we don't really have a whole lot of that. So, and then lodging, I think I've got a couple of slides that kind of indicate, I think, where bookings and how we just had such a rainy season in 2025, which severely impacted people coming, especially during that May-June timeframe, April, May, June. And then our short-term rental market is just really beginning to have a kind of significant impact on us as far as our entire lodging ecosystem. So,
impact. Positive, negative, what do you?
It's positive in the sense that our short-term rentals, people discovered short-term rentals during COVID. And so, and I actually, here, I'll just go to, so this slide is actually, this is the AirDNA company that we contracted with. So it goes from that, which that slide is really little, and I can email these to you guys. But that goes from 2016 to 2025. So you can see just less than 10 years, you know, it's now making up a tremendous amount of supply for our lodging. So in 2016, we had about 2,000, a little over 2,000 available listings at any given time throughout the year. In 2025, it was 45,000, over 45,000. So, and when I actually looked and sort of, they were able to provide us with some revenue numbers. You know, the short-term rental market, it generated over $4.4 million in fiscal year 2025, 2026. However, when I kind of broke down those numbers into what the revenue share was, what 3% of that is versus what we actually received, we're only capturing right now about 70 to 75% of the total short-term rental market. And it made up 22% of our total revenue receipts. So if we were receiving all of our short-term rental transient tax, we're probably pretty close to about half and half now, of half of our transient tax coming from resorts, hotels, motels, campgrounds, state parks, and then the other half would be short-term rentals. So, and we are collecting from VRBO, Priceline, we are collecting from Evolve Vacation Rentals, and we collect from a variety of individual property owners who do book on Airbnb and know that they're supposed to collect. The issue is Airbnb is not compliant with Kentucky state law. It's been an issue for years now, and that's where the missing money is. It's from Airbnb properties, and Airbnb not doing what they're supposed to be doing in the state of Kentucky. So we had a lawsuit filed with Airbnb through KLC and KTIA. We were optimistic that that lawsuit would end in our favor, but it ultimately, it was dismissed, kind of on a technicality of sorts. So the Kentucky Supreme Court ruled that KLC and KTI did not have legal standing to basically sort of have this lawsuit on behalf of its members. So they didn't actually provide a ruling on the question of whether or not Airbnb was operating legally or should be operating differently than they are. The case was dismissed. So that was not great news. That was not what we wanted to hear. So KLC, KTA are looking at other ways. They, of course, want to appeal, but they are going to be looking at individual counties and communities to see if they can create specific case studies. And I honestly think we would be a good example. And so that was part of the reason why we contracted with AirDNA, because they have 10 years worth of data that we can start sorting through, sifting through, and can kind of start creating and showing how Airbnb choosing not to be compliant with Kentucky state law is having a negative impact on us. So I don't know what the future holds. We in our office will continue to try to track down individual property owners. When we do find out about them, we try to communicate that it is best if they are only listing through VRBO or Evolve, because we know that those entities collect and remit, and that if they are doing Airbnb, it is up to them to collect and remit that tax to the treasurer's office.
But
so.
Per our own ordinance, it's that short-term rental owner's responsibility regardless.
Ultimately.
Yeah.
To make
But-
sure that it's getting done.
So is Airbnb collecting it and just keeping it? They're not collecting it at all?
I don't think the money's if through an Airbnb listing, unless that property owner has specifically gone into their dashboard, created an additional fee, knows to take it out of their host payout and remit it, I don't think Airbnb is collecting it at all.
Okay.
They have a 3% fee that they keep, but that's their commission. And so I think that's where a lot of the confusion happens, is people and property owners see 3% and they think, oh, okay, that's what they keep. There should be an additional 3% that is then sent to the local in the host payout. So
You said the Supreme Court has already ruled on that?
Yeah.
yes, I will
It
have
was
to.
pretty fast to get to them, right? How long is that lawsuit?
It's been going on for a couple of years.
Yeah, they filed it as soon as that law passed.
Did it go through the
So
Court
it's
of
been
Appeals?
going on since 2020, probably 2022.
Did it go through the Court of Appeals first?
I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that, but I can certainly.
But they basically said that KLC, on behalf of their members and whatever.
KTIA, which is
the
our state
other,
tourism industry.
didn't have standing. I mean, they're representing those communities that aren't receiving this money.
Yeah,
That
I
is-
mean, I can understand their ruling.
Well-
I get it.
You can keep it to yourself.
It would have been nice.
Can we
to
strike
know
that from the
like,
record?
way ahead of
Gosh,
time,
we
you know.
can.
I
yes.
get, I'm not totally surprised that they ruled that way, but that doesn't mean that it still can't be challenged.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it is up to, if this is obviously maybe a conversation that we can continue, but I guess what I'm saying is our office now at least has some data to help build a case. And so we are working. I literally just got onboarded onto the dashboard and kind of went through my training on how to use it this past week. So we're still kind of figuring it out, but we'll continue to kind of sift through that info, and I'm happy to provide any insights and information that you guys
So you're
might see.
you're thinking they're going to come to individual CVBs and say, we need you as
Yeah.
the plaintiff.
Kind of be like, yes. And so we just want to make sure that if it is asked of us, that we're prepared.
Yeah.
But I will keep you all, this is, none of those conversations have officially been had.
Gotcha.
So this is all just us trying to be proactive. So, but I do think that is part of the reason why maybe we saw a little bit of a struggle in our short-term rental or in our economic impact in 2025 between the rainy weather, the economic, like I said, luxury travel in 24-25 are the only segment that was really seeing growth. So economy is starting to come back, which is good. So this shows the bright yellow line at the very top shows 2026. That dark blue line in 2020 is 2025. So as you can see, supply has really been pretty much the same, but there was a dip in April, May last year in 2025. That bottom line is 2017. So I showed about every 3 years from 2017 to now, and just how much it has just exploded over the last, like I said, 10 years. But then this is actually booking demand. So these were the actual booking listings that happened. And you can see that significant dip in May and April, which April was when we had 15 inches of rain. And May is when we had the rainiest Memorial Day weekend we've had in a long time. But as you can see, 2026 still saw a dip, but it was not as bad. So I think we're kind of back on track, or at least that is my hope. So, yep. Any others? This was just a slide to kind of showcase that there has been growth in the short term, significant growth in the last 2 years. And in that very bottom chart there, that last segment says luxury. So the fact that our Marshall County can compete in luxury travel because of our short-term rentals is, that's pretty impressive. So, and then this last side is booking time, lead time. So over the last 12 months, it breaks it down, and it breaks it down by months so that we can now see when people book. On average, people are still booking about 2 months ahead. So in marketing, that tells us that we need to get ads in front of people about 2 months before they may or may not be planning a trip. But there is a significant amount of travelers that are booking the week of. That dark blue is 0 to 6 days. So people make their booking within a week of coming. And that is hard to get in front of people. But that is where we're hoping social media helps in that. So, because it is a bit more continuous and ongoing. All right. Sorry, that was a little in the weeds, but here's the fun stuff. So, our sponsorship line item, we had some big events. The biggest event is that Kentucky Barkley Lake is going to be the heavy hitters location for the Bass Pro Tour, their 2027 schedule. We were stage 5 in 2024. It was a great event and really kind of showcased the fishery wonderfully. So I have to give a shout out and thanks to this. Heavy Hitters was one of the more expensive tournaments to sponsor. So I reached out to our other lake partners since they are allowed to fish both Kentucky and Barkley Lake. So I had other tourism partners, Callaway County, Destination Callaway, Trigg Katie's Tourist Commission, Catawba Tourism Commission, and the Lyon County or Lake Barkley Tourist Commission. We all came together, kind of broke up a financial contribution that worked for everybody. And so we are still the most significant partner because it is going to go out of Kentucky Dam, and we are their headquarters. But because of their partnership, we were able to bring this event in. So it is the reason we kind of liked the Heavy Hitters tournament was because of the amount of broadcast time that you get with Heavy Hitters. So I mean, it's just hours, and it's double. So like stage 5, we only got 2.5, 3 hours maybe of broadcast time. With heavy hitters, we get 6 to 12 hours. Because they showcase it so much. So it's the smallest pool of anglers. It's only 30 anglers. It's a catch and release format. It's all live, but it'll be millions of impressions. The longest hours of demand are streaming and on demand. And so we're really excited about that event. So, but we have some other tournaments that we are sponsoring. BFL Regionals happening this October. And then USA Bassin is coming back next spring, which is our biggest tournament. It's usually about 900 anglers over a course of 10 to 14 days for their championship series. So, but yeah. And then also in September, we are hosting KCVB, which will be a number of tourism directors from all across the state coming and seeing our area and having some of our quarterly meetings and trainings. So that's exciting. We do have a little bit of money left in our sponsorship line item for this fiscal year, so we just approved at our last board meeting a funding request form for local and organizations and events. So if there is an event that is going on locally that thinks it does have the ability to generate overnight activity, because that is how our budget is, that's what our budget is transient tax from overnight stays, then they can fill out this application, the board will review it, and we will give anywhere between $500 to $1,000 for local events. So it's a little bit different than the ones that we seek out and go get, because we know that they generate overnight activities. So these are things that are going on that we aren't planning, but if they do feel like there's some overnight possibility, we can look at that. It's no guarantee, but it at least gives us a way to kind of help funnel and sort through some of these. I am the chairperson for the Kentucky Sports Alliance this fiscal year, so I will be representing the state for sports tourism and trying to attract additional sports tourism events for Marshall County and the entire Commonwealth. So that's going to be exciting. Legislative, obviously, as we talk, short-term rental regulations and protecting our funding are going to be key legislative points for us here locally, but then also state tourism initiatives, and then tourism development ventures through public-private partnerships, I think is going to start to become a bigger conversation moving forward, both at the local and state level. So last thing, our goal remains simple. Our job is to increase overnight visitation to our lodging establishments, strengthen Marshall County's tourism economy through the attraction and recruitment of visitors, businesses, meetings, conventions, events, and development, while acting as basically the county's aggressive sales and marketing organization. So we are here to generate economic activity. I think we've done a pretty good job doing that, but we're always open to suggestions, ideas, and we'll keep doing our job to the best of our ability. Oh, last thing. Our budget, which is probably the whole reason why I was supposed to be here. So I do have our budget. Income for this fiscal year, we have at $588,400. It is an increase because we were hopeful that Airbnb would have to start paying, which would have been nice. B, in case we have any hotel development. C, as we continue to bring properties online, and capture more and more transient tax. Campground has been closed for 2 years, so hopefully that's going to open and we'll start generating more revenue. So we did increase our transient tax just to create a little bit of flexibility there. And then our expenditures. So under the administrative, we did add a reserve line. So that's kind of, as we don't operate with any kind of reserve currently, but after going through an invasive carp crisis and a pandemic, it's probably good that we have a little bit set aside. So as we sort of we're able to kind of build that up, we will. But our total advertising, $214,000, so that includes everything from marketing and advertising to sponsorships, advertising support, travel shows, printing publications, and then building expenses, which we're really close to getting our building paid off, which is exciting. Payroll did go up a little bit, of course, with us adding Ellie, but she is worth every penny, I assure you. And and so there you have it, balanced budget, 2026.
Elaine, I just want to mention you mentioned Asian carp. I was at a meeting the other day with Fish and Wildlife, and our commercial fishermen are really doing a great job. They harvested 20 million pounds in 2025.
Yeah.
So
We are lucky and blessed. I actually I was approached by Stewart County, Tennessee. They're like, what are you guys doing down there? I guess they're seeing some issues and some PR stuff with it. And they're like, how did you handle? And so I was able to kind of really type out an email that really sort of, here's how we walk through the process. And it was ugly at first. And we had to let the issue get really, really loud so that it could get the support and the funding that it needed. But we were so lucky that we had, state and federal and even local officials that really believed in the subsidy and have kept it going and have kept a really healthy commercial fishing industry here over the last 10 years. And that's made all the difference. So yeah, kudos to them. They're doing a great job.
I'm on the Tennessee Tom Bigby Waterway Board, and one of the things we're lobbying for is the bioacoustical fish fencing like is at Lake Barkley on the other locks and dams, which that'll help.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
So, as it relates to your budget, I know we increased it, but did we increase it that much?
We're at 500,000.
Okay.
Which so our line items as far as transient tax match. So, but there is a matching funds program where we can receive some reimbursement from the state. So that is contributing to our revenue. Our rental income from renting out to KLED so it's multiple things, but yes.
So it wouldn't be necessary to try to match that off. The money is still,
I don't believe so.
that's coming to you directly, is what
Yeah.
you're saying. That's
Yeah.
coming to you directly, doesn't
We
come through us.
estimated, we put 500,000 as our transient tax
okay.
receipts, and
That's the only thing we
Yeah.
manage anyway.
So,
So,
thank
all
you,
right,
and
I
we
gotcha.
appreciate aligning
Yeah.
that so that we'll be able to kind of really
So
capitalize and maximize as best as we can.
the other thing I know we've talked about in the past, but I don't know if we ever resolved it, was the online payment portal.
That is it. It's still in the works. So
Okay.
Hotwire, I went through several calls and demos. They could not get me an ACH option, which in my opinion is really what we need. Now I will say short-term rental property owners, there's some resort properties who have repeatedly asked for an online payment option. I know it is something that our property owners would utilize, but we want to make it cost-effective and budget-friendly for everyone. So I reached out to CFSB. They believed that they had a third-party vendor who could help us build the system. So I've talked to him twice, and he keeps saying he's going to set up a demo for me. It has yet to happen, but I am working. That is ongoing.
Okay.
So as soon as I feel like we have a system that could work and that is not going to cost anybody a whole lot of money. Of course, the ACH, usually the fee for an ACH is less than 3%. It's usually about 1.5% from the research I did. So, and we would pass that through to the property owner. So if we can get that set up, I will come back and I will present what that'll look like, what that'll cost. The CVB, our board would be willing to pay for the software and to get the system set up, but we would work with Erica in the treasurer's office to put it, in on their site or wherever it needs to go to who, to their account, and so it can continue to be monitored at the treasurer's office. Yeah.
Last thing is, I hope that your association, along with KLC, maybe KCO, and Kentucky Realtors could get together maybe between now and
Yeah.
the beginning of the year and
Yeah.
work this out to
I know.
where we can get a housing bill
Yeah.
without this short-term rental being an
Being a-
issue. So
A thorn in everyone's
whatever
side.
you can do to
Yeah.
make or help with that, I'd be willing to help.
I am shooting first. I would love to have more state representation on our state board, so I will continue to kind of do what I can in that area. So,
Yeah.
Any other questions for me?
I have,
Yes.
on the state tourism cabinet or whatever, is the one that develops the numbers.
Yes.
Do you have any idea how many years, how far back that goes?
They've been doing it for a number of years. I know at one point they switched companies. Tourism Economics is who I believe is who does it, and they've done it probably, I mean, I've always had an economic impact report annually, but whenever they switched companies, the formulas were different, so you couldn't really compare the two anymore.
I know we got it all the way back in the 1980s.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure, I mean, and since then, the government has reorganized. So I'm not sure how far back they have the numbers.
I mean, I could personally go back and pull.
I'm good, because I don't have the right freedom of information request to get, so.
Okay.
I just, if you just had a frame of reference for how long, I don't want to burden them, but I would like to see it for all, not just Marshall, but all the surrounding counties.
All the surrounding counties, yeah. I mean, I'd say you're safe to say 10 years at least. I mean, I know we've been doing it for at least 10 years.
I'd love to get it all the way back to about 1985. So.
That's before my time, so that is a big ask.
But there's a reason, there are very good reasons for why we need to look at it. But I think that for a long time, we had really nothing in Livingston County, but when Livingston blossomed, that had to have, affected everything else too. I'm talking Grand Rivers, because when I went into business, Patty's had only been around for 5 or 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, we're rural, so therefore we have to sort of operate regionally as well. So, if we're kind of in that position, or if, one community is doing well, it kind of helps lift us all. So.
Yeah, and all our nearest neighbors are doing much better, I believe.
I wouldn't say that, it's not that we're not doing better, it's, it's just.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm just saying that they're developed where, years ago they weren't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Elena. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. And welcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Call for a short recess.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we'll call the meeting back to order. Mr. Pagel, you got some personnel changes, I believe.
Sure do. For June, Kim Henson, term 6/5/26. Haley Sparks, term 6/8/26. Emily Bryson, term 6/5/26. Nicholas Hopkins, Deputy Sheriff, effective 6/1/26 at $28 an hour. Seth Coble, Deputy Jailer, effective 6/8/26 at $17.50 an hour. Jesse Hicks, Deputy Sheriff, wage increase to $30 an hour. Trevin Green, Deputy Sheriff, wage increase to $27 an hour. Connor Baumgartner, full-time animal control, effective 6/10/26 at $15 an hour. Caden Morris, Seasonal Road Department, effective 6/8/26 at $15 an hour. Mackenzie McDonald, dispatcher, full-time, effective 6/10/26 at $24 an hour. Nathan Knight, Seasonal Road Department, effective 6/22/26 at $15 an hour. Ronald Welch, term 5/15/26. Aaron Lane, Sheriff Captain, wage increase to $31 an hour. Spring Rife, term 6/12/26. Tara Martin, wage increase to $26 an hour, effective 6/16/26. A lot of sixes.
Thank you. Next item, our jail commissary report, just acknowledging everyone received that. Everybody get that in your drive? Okay. Under old business, need a motion to approve the minutes for the July 2nd special called meeting, please.
So moved.
Motion second. Any discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Ordinance 2020-605, budget amendment, second reading. Unless Erica corrects me, this morning, we've still not received that back from DLG. So we'll have to table that till our next meeting. Hopefully, we'll have it by then. Ordinance 2020-606, amendment to the admin code. I want to discuss a couple things on that before Mr. Pagel reads that again. We have several employees over the proposed 200-hour cap for salaried employees. That would not be removing those hours they have over that. That's not taking them away from them in any way, form, or fashion. They would have to comply with the new language in the admin code. I think it refers to taking a couple days a month at a minimum to get that reduced down. to that cap, so wanted to make that clear. And Mr. Pagel?
Okay, and there's one thing, I think, you mentioned the word salaried. You might have meant to use the word exempt, because we do have a few salaried, non-exempt. If that makes any sense.
Thank you for clarifying that.
That's okay. All right, so we got an ordinance related to the admin code, where we adopted the admin code, and County Marshal adopted the admin code on June 21st, 2016. It was determined that several provisions should be amended or deleted to the code. Now therefore be it ordained by Fiscal Court of Marshall County that the following amendments are made to the admin code of Marshall County. Under Section 5.1 in the definitions, changing some wording for exempt employee. Those who are not granted the protections of the Fair Labor Standards Act and are not entitled to overtime pay or pay for compensatory time, adding for exempt employees, shall, adding be earned on an hour-for-hour basis only, shall be capped at a maximum of 200 hours per exempt employee. And adding shall have no monetary value upon employment separation. I only switched the word will and shall there. That other part, the no monetary value, was already there for years. Those positions deemed as exempt are Deputy Judge Executive, E91 Director, Parks Director, Treasurer, Assistant Treasurer, Road Superintendent, Road Supervisor 1, Striking Road Supervisor 2, GIS Director, Emergency Management Director, Striking Facilities Management Supervisor, Chief Deputy Jailer, and Nurse. Adding this whole phrase, absent an emergency or an urgent need to report for work duties, current employees who are over the 200-hour cap at the time of this amendment shall take immediate steps to reduce his or her compensatory time below the cap by taking a minimum of 2 days per month until his or her balance falls below the cap. That's where the change was ended. All right, so Section 5.32, overtime compensation time. So adding, since that other reading, it's a minor change, but this lines the request for taking compensatory time with taking vacation time. So this all has been added. Section F, compensatory time may be used in 15-minute increments subject to the approval of the department head. To avoid conflicts in the county's operating schedules and needs, notification must be given in advance of compensatory time usage. Consideration will be given to all requests. However, the county may deny the request if conflicts occur. Generally, a request should be made at least 2 weeks in advance. All right, for the KTRS, or the Kentucky, not KTRS, Kentucky Retirement System, CERS, county employments, it's adding language that all employees shall give written notice to the county judge and or his/her elected official supervisor regarding his or her intent to retire at least 90 days in advance of the contemplated retirement date. Absent good cause shown, failure to give notice may result in a negative write-up in the employee's personnel file. Adding to Section 5.36, employee relation provisions, training and career development. The treasurer and assistant treasurer may be paid an annual incentive once per calendar year for each 40-hour training unit. I'm having trouble reading today, sorry. 40-hour training unit successfully completed, based on continuing service in that office up to 4 incentive payments per calendar year. Each annual incentive payment shall be based on the Department for Local Government's annual rate used for elected officials training incentive, adjusted by DLG yearly for Consumer Price Index. Training hours can be accumulated for any training relevant to official duties offered by a variety of agencies, professional associations, and private vendors. The treasurer and assistant treasurer will provide training documentation to the fiscal court once 40 hours of training in a calendar year are achieved for approval and payment. Amending 5.51, meal costs. Striking consistent with the General Services Administration and replacing that with reimbursable based on a per diem as may be set from time to time by the Marshall County Fiscal Court. All right, amending the drug-free workplace policy. The language in the drug-free workplace policy has changed from the Labor Cabinet, and this just reflects the changes there, and provides the definitions of drugs. Let's see, and Section 5 of that, the drug and alcohol testing, since the last admin code update, it replaces the old list with the new list cleanly, and those are do I need to read those out loud, the specific drugs? The list of drugs tested when we do random drug screens. That is what we have. First reading was July 2nd. The second reading on July 16th.
Okay. Say one more thing before we ask for a motion on this. The change on the hours of comp time, there was previously no cap on that, and that's creating a situation for us that we could not budget for. Most employees aren't going to give us, in some cases, it could be as little as 2 weeks' notice on retirement. That's why we added the language in there. But, we've prepared our budget. We're into our new budget, and if we have someone retire this year that has 6 months, a year and a half, whatever of comp time that's going to be used, as well as their vacation, they may be checking out of work on January 1 and not retiring till December 31st. So that puts us in a real bind. It's not budgeted to hire a replacement for that position. And, that's one of the reasons there for that, to give us something more manageable. And anyway, that's that. Do I have a motion to approve and adopt the admin code changes?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion?
All right.
Go ahead.
Oh, go.
Go for it.
So, I guess, is the comp time, okay, I see it now, never mind, on that hour-by-hour basis, all right. I think what this, to me, does, I'm not against it by any means. What I hope it doesn't do, and I've talked to you about this, is those department heads, some of them are department heads on here, but it really focuses on, okay, you have that cap now. If you're getting close to that, you need to go ahead and start taking some of that time. And then also, it just means we need those who are, not we, but those who are doing that just need to be cognizant of coming in early, staying late, whatever it is. And it's I know there are times you just can't control that, but I think we're just going to have to hear from those of you that are affected by this afterwards if it becomes difficult.
And you had mentioned, requiring them to get that down possibly being a burden on the departments, and I wouldn't necessarily agree with that, but it's not near as much of a burden if, say, Erica's employee had taken off for 6 months during that course of announcing retirement. So, having someone take a couple days a month opposed to not being there at all for 6 months, a year.
I fully agree, and you and I have talked about that. I know we're taking some specific situations here. I just think I just want to make sure we're doing this, that it's the best for everyone, and we're not just taking one situation and saying, because of this, we need to do this. You know what I'm saying? I totally agree with you when it comes to the retirement piece of it. Yeah, and again, I agree on it as a whole. Honestly, you and I have talked about this before. I mean, I've been salary in every single job I did, and I did not get any comp time for over 40. So I think even getting the 1-to-1 and up to 200 to me is extremely beneficial for those who are in this position. I just don't want it to be a burden on,
Yeah. Oh, me neither. And this does not affect the hourly employees at all. There's a statutory cap on that of 240 hours.
yeah. Ed, I interrupted before you were about to
No,
say
that's
something.
fine. You said a lot of what I was going to say, but yeah, just, we're unique in the county government as far as a lot of our departments don't have the choice to go home, and that was my only concern coming in is, if we've got several department heads that are already over that cap, how do we take a mission-critical department and especially when they use a lot of their comp time that they're accruing is to cover shifts for other people kind of thing. So, but I feel good about it now. As long as they're not losing the time that they've already accrued, I think we can manage through that and just kind of lean on them to manage their own comp time a little bit. That way, you don't have those huge payouts.
Yeah.
I remember as sheriff, we used to have to budget an entire unit, an entire extra employee's salary just for payouts.
Yeah.
When people retired, that was an extra $50,000 just for when people retired. And number one, it keeps from being able to hire that person to be on the road. So
Yeah.
it's a balancing act with a very, very slim balancer thingy that I would fall off of. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and to be clear, again, we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, seven or eight
Yeah.
positions, I think. So that's the positive part about that is it shouldn't be an onerous process to,
Right.
and a significant amount of people who are having to
Right.
take that 2 days.
Yeah.
But
Reiterate
Yeah.
again, this does not include hourly
right,
employees.
yeah.
Okay. We had a second on that too, didn't we? Okay.
I seconded it, yeah.
Anybody else? Anything to say? Okay. Not all those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. KOHS application. Mr. Kirtner had to be somewhere. I'm going to cover that for him. He's wanting permission for us to apply and sign a KOHS grant also. That underwater drone is very expensive, so trying to go after 2 grants to cover that. Y'all are in favor for that? Just
move.
need a motion to approve and sign.
Second.
Apply and sign, sorry. Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. I really have high hopes that we can get that, and I told him I could get him letters of support on that, being situated where we are, obviously, with the lakes and the mutual aid. Mutual aid we offer the surrounding counties. It would be a great tool for us to have. Let's see, the second one here. EMS is wanting to apply for 2 power lift stretchers
That Homeland
Motion
Security grant, I
to
guess.
apply and sign. That's KOHS also.
Oh, it's KOHS, okay.
Those are 100% if they get them.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. I wish they could apply for an ambulance. That'd be
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah.
$250,000 ambulance.
Yeah. Well, those stretchers are
30, aren't you?
what? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
He said they've
I was gonna
doubled
say
in the last 4
substantially
years.
more than that, yeah.
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 60
60.
65 grand for 2.
for 2.
Yeah. Okay. The playground, that's kind of a work in progress. When we had laid that out, kind of thought about pouring additional concrete over to the rubberized surface. Josh come back up there and with Miracle Playgrounds and made a suggestion. I'm all for it myself. This would not be any additional burden for tax dollars. We received a $79,000 crumb rubber grant, so this would come out of that to run the rubberized surface all the way over to the existing concrete. It would be an additional $11,400, and that's for everything covering that. If you all will entertain that, I need a motion on that. That would come out of the crumb rubber grant.
So move.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Fencing. We are required to have fencing around that. We want fencing around that from a safety standpoint for the kids. Talked to Jason a little bit about that yesterday. It will be fully enclosed with 2 gates. The proposed fencing, met with Brian up there and Clint with CNC. And after talking through that with Clint, Brian and I both think a 4-foot, and according to what Jason provided, 4 foot is a minimum required height on that, would give aesthetically a better view and everything, and tie in better than a 5 foot. So a 4 foot, 4 foot, excuse me, this would be aluminum. This would be the same type fencing that we have at the pavilions and the fence that we replaced at the playground down by the main pavilion. So it's that aluminum, all aluminum fence, 4 foot tall. And it would, the back side of it, it would tie into the existing chain link fence, come all the way around the perimeter of the playground. It would come back to the existing concrete. It would run on the concrete, back down past the entrance to the dugout and tie in there. There would be a gate about 2/3 of the way up, wouldn't you say, Brian? About 2/3 of the way up from the dugout toward the front, and then there would be another gate on the other side. The price on that is $24,185. Once again, I'd recommend that be paid out of this crumb rubber grant money. The crumb rubber grant money's obviously going for the crumb rubber portion of it, but we've got $79,000 there that we had.
It would be black, the others are white.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the fence, yeah, thank you, Brian. Yeah, the fence would be black to match everything up there. The other fencing is white. So it would be black to match the chain link and our color theme that we have going on there. Right now, where they are on this, Mother Nature has been angry this year. As soon as it dries, it's dry enough now. Talked to the concrete guy this morning, and he's going to move up there to do the pad under the pavilion part where the picnic tables go next Thursday. After that's done, Josh will get his crew in there. They put rock down before the rubberized surface. After the rock's down, the concrete curbing is installed. Then they put additional rock up to it. Then they do the rubberized surface. After that's done would be when the fencing is done. So,
We approve.
Second.
Quote.
okay, we got a motion to approve the fencing of $24,185 and a second. Any discussion on that? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We've looked at, also, I had Commissioner Barrett up there looking at it with me and Roy, and I think this is something for another day, but we all agree the side over closest to the entry coming into the park, main entry, that's probably going to be cut back and put a retaining wall there, because we can add about, what do you say, Marty, 20, 25 parking spots if we do that?
Yeah, between 20 and 30.
Diagonally down through there. Right now, it's the dirt's just tapered out to the driveway, but by doing that, we can make all of that parking spots and not interfere with the ingress and egress of the driveway. So that's something I'm supposed to meet with Shannon, our maintenance superintendent, sometime in the next few days and go look at some different options on that. Roy had indicated they could do the site work for that, dig the trench, fill it up with rock, get everything leveled, and they actually make those, what'd you say, like 5 or 6 foot long?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So this may be something we can do the entire project ourselves rather than have to hire someone.
Make
to-
what?
The retaining wall. They make it, Roy said, like 6 foot lengths, and what are they, 2 foot tall or something?
Yeah, closer to 3, I think, 2 to 3 foot.
So, yeah, we should be able to do that pretty reasonable if we can do it all ourselves. But that'll prepare that for additional parking, because if you've been to a game, the parking lots are full. And as this thing continues to grow, especially with the playground, I think they're going to fill up even more. So just trying to think ahead a little bit on that. Okay, grant agreement. We finally have received that for the senior citizen renovation, and need a motion to approve and for me to sign that.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Ordinance 2026-07, speed limit, Harbortown Road, first reading. Mr. Pagel?
All right, I think I woke up now. I can read. Speed limit ordinance, Commonwealth of Kentucky, County of Marshall, speed limit ordinance number 2026-07. Be it ordained by the Fiscal Court of Marshall County, Commonwealth of Kentucky, in accordance with the provisions set forth in KRS 189.390, Section 5A, and based upon the request of affected citizens, and after review by the Marshall County Road Department and the Marshall County Sheriff, the Marshall County Fiscal Court does hereby set the speed limit at 15 miles per hour for the following road located in Marshall County, Kentucky, Harbortown Road. The foregoing ordinance shall be published in the Tribune Courier after the second reading. Okay, so the first reading is on today, July 16th, 2026.
Thank you. Board appointments. Motion to reappoint Carolyn Allen to Marshall County Seniors Board, term to expire 6/30/29.
So move.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to appoint Jonathan Baker to West Marshall Fire Board, term to expire 6/30/29.
So move.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Pagel, personnel.
Okay, so these are largely corrections when the salary schedule was being processed. Things were happening during all the interim of that. So Jolene Colson, for example, she got a service adjustment effective 7/1/26 for $22.66 an hour. She is a dispatcher.
Change her pay. Because it was approved in the salary schedule.
So you want to ask about this one?
So we have a separate motion on all those?
They could be treated separately pretty easy because they're
Probably
different.
better to do so.
Different circumstances, but largely the same. So she crossed over into a higher salary bracket because she's been here for 2 years, so.
Years of service.
But when you approved her salary schedule, that was set where she was prior. Does that make any sense? Okay.
Moved
These are
to-
the kind of things that happen.
So we didn't, I thought we budgeted for some of those, so we didn't. Is that what we're saying?
Ones we knew
We
were-
budgeted for them, yes. But the actual salary schedule that had a person's name and an amount where you basically are hiring those people again for July 1st at the rate, that part didn't reflect these.
Okay.
These changes might have happened in the month between it being prepared and the final reading of that.
But the important piece to this is.
It's in the budget, right,
Budgeted for. it.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. that's hard to say.
To my knowledge, all the ones he's going to read, yes, are
Okay.
things that were
I knew
budgeted.
we had budgeted.
Let me
Okay.
repeat this one, just because it was muddled. E911 dispatcher Jolene Colson, wage change, effective 7/1/26, to go to $22.66 an hour as a service adjustment.
Need a motion to approve the salary change.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Proceed.
E911, dispatcher Noah Jackson, wage change effective 7/1/26, wage rate at $22.66 an hour.
A motion to approve salary change.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
E911, dispatcher attack officer Tara Martin, wage change effective 7/1/26 at $26.78 an hour.
Need a
So
motion,
moved.
motion to approve, and is there a second?
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Same department, E911 dispatcher Mackenzie McDonald, wage change effective 7/1/26 at $24.72 an hour.
Need a motion to approve salary change.
So moved.
Motion second.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Sheriff's Department, Deputy Sheriff Barry Howell, wage change $29.36 per hour.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second to approve. All those in favor? Any opposed?
Sheriff's Department, Deputy Sheriff Jesse Hicks, wage change effective 7/1/26 at $30.90 an hour.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Final one here, Animal Control Officer Lindsay Dixon, wage change $16 an hour effective 7/1/26.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
We do have a new hire.
Okay. Andy mentioned animal control. They are very, very crowded out there. If you know of anyone thinking about adopting an animal, please send them out there. The one I adopted several months ago wouldn't take a farm in Texas for him. So,
Just don't walk up to the house without you with them, right?
he's very protective. He's very thankful of his home. I'll just say that. He's very thankful.
He's not down
Don't
with
walk
Brown.
up on him. That's all we're saying.
I
Don't
think
walk
dogs
up
just
on
don't
him.
like you.
He's not down with Brown.
No, it hadn't happened to me. I'm just saying.
New hires, Mr.
Okay,
Pagel.
we have Raymond Claypool, Seasonal Road Department, $15 an hour effective 7/7/26.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Erica, you're on deck.
Bank transfers are the only transfers that I have for this court meeting. There are two that are deposit corrections. One is a movement of the interest out of the ARPA account. And then the final 5 are all budgeted subsidy from occupational tax to the 5 funds that are subsidized by that tax.
Move we approve the transfers.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Need motion to pay the bills.
Pay the bills. Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion on the bills? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Just want to mention one thing. We've got our first, out of a series of 5 movie nights, Saturday night at dusk down in the lower soccer fields. Please bring your lawn chair and come out and join us. Concession stand's going to be open. Snow cone's going to be there. Lake Kim is sponsoring this 5-movie series. We're thankful that they've partnered with us on this. So, Wicked for Good, I think, is the first movie. So
That's one of your favorites.
that's my
good.
absolute all-time.
Wicked for Good.
Next to Roadhouse.
Yes.
So, you know.
Yeah, those are two very similar, I think. Roadhouse and Wicked.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, Patrick Swayze and
Right,
Sam Elliott in
and
the same
I don't know
movie.
whoever's in
I mean, it
Wicked.
doesn't get any better than that. I'm pretty sure, I may be speaking out of turn here, but I'm pretty sure Brian and Bree is scheduling one for the night of Boo Bash also. So that ought to be a day and evening full of fun. So anyway,
Maybe that one should have been Wicked. You know what I mean? Oh, Scooby-Doo. All right.
Monty's favorite, Scooby-Doo. Yeah. Okay, we have a Executive session. Need a motion to go into executive session, discuss litigation and personnel per KRS 61810, 1C and F.
So moved. Second.
Okay, we'll call the meeting back to order. Just need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.